Welcome to the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast, where every week we interview a top producing agent who will share with you exactly how to grow your business and live the life of your dreams. Hey there, Shadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast, where every single week we bring on a new guest who's going to share with you insights, strategies, skills, and systems to help you take your business to the next level. But before I introduce our guest for today, I just want to say, Sherri, welcome back.
Thank you, Sherri.
Yeah, so Sherri's been out for the last couple of episodes, and we missed you so much.
I missed you guys also too.
We're excited for you to be back, and you got something to share with us today, don't you? Where were you? You were getting something, weren't you?
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. All right.
Yes,
okay. So she's gonna hold off for a little bit.
Hold off, but it's
later.
exciting. You guys will be very excited and happy.
Terrific. Awesome. And we have my co-host, Mr. Robert Cabani.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome. And our guest for the week is none other top producing agent, Sada Hojaij.
Hey, welcome, Sada.
Thank you.
Awesome. Are you excited to be here?
Yes, I am.
Tell me why.
Well, I get to sit with the best coach in America.
Thank you.
And then the best broker, of course. He's a role model.
Thank you.
And a great colleague, Robert,
Thank you.
as well.
Terrific.
Mhm.
So, Sada, why don't we begin by you just, tell our audience, who are you, like how long you've been in the business, etc. 60 seconds or less. Give us your little quick bio.
Okay. Well, my name is Sada Hojaij. I'm with Remax Leading Edge, #1 company in America. And I've been in the real estate industry for 19 years now. I plan on closing over 75 transactions this year.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And I'm just very motivated. I love my career. And I love Remax Leading Edge, of course. It's my second home. And that's about it.
We're very honored. We're very honored to have you, Sada.
Thank
You're
you. I'm
actually a
honored to be
leader here at Remax
Definitely.
Leading Edge. You're one of the women movement leaders also here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Okay. So you've been in the business for approximately 19 years now.
Mhm.
Why did you get involved in the real estate business?
Well, my background, I came from a Ford Motor Company.
Okay.
And I was an executive assistant there. And when I had my second child, it was going to be hard with 2 children, little children, doing a 8 to 5 job schedule. So I had to get into something that was more convenient for my family and raising my kids.
Okay.
Right.
I think that's why, a lot of times people want to get into business is, this kind of business because it allows you, an unlimited income potential, the freedom to go and come as you please and control your schedule. And what it really sounds like to me, correct me if I'm wrong, is you didn't want anything to take you away from your children. You wanted to do something while still being able to raise your children yourself.
That's correct.
That's correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So going back into history, 18 years of you getting involved in this business, what was it like to transition from, an 8 to 5, you probably had like systems and organizational skills and all these, whatever you were doing back then into this business. Was it a difficult transition? Was it an easy transition? Did you start making money right away? What was it like?
It was an easy transition because I come from a background of sales. And my father as well, he had a bunch of real estate properties. So I helped him manage them when I was younger and clean them up, of course. I was a cleaning lady. So I had that background. But when I first got in the business for the first 2 years, I don't know how it was for you or you, Sherri, but I did not make money.
You did not make any money at all?
And
No,
I
the first year, I think I closed 2 deals the whole year. And the second year I doubled that. And then the third year just got better and better.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you were able to transition from one year to another?
Well, the problem going in is I think I perceived and I was dependent on family to help where that's just so false. I mean, to get in this business because you think, your family is going to support you and everybody in your family is going to go ahead and list their house or sell their house with you. It just doesn't happen. So, and that's false pretense. And I think that's why the first 2 years I did not succeed like I thought I should. And the third year, I understood that. And that's when I went out and started to build my own business and have my own
reaching out to
clientele.
more people.
So both of you guys being a veteran, in the business, and you're a veteran yourself, you're probably thinking that, most people that we encounter, like, what did they say? The NAR says that most people are in and out of the business in the first 18 months, like 80 some percent.
Yes.
I mean, someone like you who got into business, you had an income before you got involved in this business. You get involved in this business, you're raising children, and now you need more income, okay? And you're not making income, you never quit.
No.
Or most people would have quit.
Nope. And I actually went and got 2 other jobs.
Before you even talk about this, the reason I want to bring this up is because obviously we're doing this show, to help, people all over the country. And I know there's someone out there right now that may be struggling, who's on the fence of like, do I belong in real estate? Is real estate right for me? Did I make a career change, mistake, etc.? And they're ready to quit. What do you want to say to that person? Because I don't know, you probably thought about quitting, maybe you didn't, but you pulled through. So let's help that person out before we help out all the other people that want to get to your level now.
All right. Well, all the advice I can give them, and I have been given anybody who does ask me about getting in the business, is I do let them know that, if you're going in and you're just assuming that your aunt or your uncle or your neighbor or your friend is going to use you, and that is the reason why you're getting in this business, it's not a good enough reason to make a career movement because of that. You have to come into this career with the objective that, hey, I want to grow as a salesperson. I want to help people move into homes or sell their homes or, and get involved in their life changing event. And I want to learn how I'm going to do that. I'm going to mentor, have someone mentor me or shadow someone, but don't get into the business assuming you are going to get in and just make the money. It isn't that easy in the beginning. I hope
So
it
what
would
you're
be,
telling
but
me
She
is
became
that-
self-made.
Yeah. And you're saying that the Mercedes doesn't come with the license.
No.
They
No,
all
it
assume
doesn't.
that, right?
Okay.
Robert, can you
relate to me.
relate
Oh,
to
yeah.
Sada?
Well, I'll tell you, when I first got into the business, well, you're right. So basically you're saying that you came in with a feeling that people were just going to give you business.
Yes.
And that's like a feeling of entitlement, kind of. And people have a lot of options with real estate. So I understand how it took you a couple of years to grow and build, and it's beautiful that you didn't quit in that time frame. But I guess for me, I immediately started calling all of my family and friends. Let me ask you, did you reach out to your family and friends and ask them who was moving and try to get business from them?
Well, yeah, the funny part is that they did reach out to me and they did take my phone calls as well, but they wanted my advice. But they basically
and then they would go somewhere else.
They stated they needed more of a seasoned agent that had more experience.
Right.
And I was too fresh and too new into the business.
Yeah.
Right, which is
Because it's one of their biggest investments that they're making, and being a new agent.
Definitely.
I could see. I could see that.
I definitely went through the same thing where basically people don't think you have the experience, which in some ways they're right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you don't have that much experience. So in the third year, you started to really develop your knowledge about real estate. And that's when you started to take off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I decided, I had to go out there and I had to make a name for myself. And I had to prove that I was capable of, having them, trust me with this big life event for them.
So what drove you to continue after those first 2 years of struggling?
I liked it. Believe it or not, I mean, the first 2 years I did actually go out and work 2 other jobs just to keep afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, say more about that. I mean, was that something that you felt like you absolutely had to do to
save this career, make this career work, or what was it?
Yeah, I did, because of the fact that to do real estate, which people don't understand, is that it does cost money. I mean,
Yes.
we're putting mileage in our car. We have a babysitter watching the children while we're out, working with our clients. We have to put gas in that car. We have to pay for that cell phone. We have office dues that we have to pay. We have MLS dues. We have board dues.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
business
yeah.
operating
They're,
expenses.
yeah, they're operating expenses. And in order, to keep afloat, I needed to bring in income. So
Right.
I had to find another job
Right,
in order, so that I can concentrate
right.
on, taking
Right.
my business to
Yeah.
the next level.
Right.
But I can share something with you that I don't think Sada remembers this, but I'm going to take it way back and I'm going to throw it way back.
Yeah.
So Sada comes back from a background of sales and retail, because I used to work with Sada at JL Hudson's back in the day. Do you remember that?
That is true.
Oh.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah, so we still
Yes.
have that background of sales, and I think implementing that in her real estate career and stuff kept on going, kept on pushing her to go and go, because you know what, it's just a customer, another customer, and she's able to go out and find that next customer versus quitting. So
Absolutely, yeah, and that's a good point. And yeah, I do recall that, and as well, we worked with your father there too, who worked there for a
so she
very
does
long
have a
time.
background of sales, so that's
Yes.
one advantage that she had versus maybe a new agent coming in now. That even working in retail is still a sales a sales career, and you're able to implement that in any sales
Right.
career. I believe.
Absolutely,
Definitely,
yeah, because
definitely.
you're socializing
Mhm.
and you are using techniques,
Mhm.
and that's great, Sherri, that you
Mhm.
remember
Yes.
that, because that
Yes.
does help.
Yep.
You're an
And
actor with
she
the
was a
clients.
top seller, actually.
Thank you.
She actually worked in the lingerie department.
Yes,
Remember?
Ah, okay.
She
So,
did.
so what side job did you do when you were working in those first?
I was a member relations banker at the FCU.
Okay.
And then I worked for very little time at Elwee Sam's warehouse.
Mhm.
I was actually a salesperson. I sold
Yeah, so
out of
she has the
state
background.
his out of state clothing
Mhm.
to other store owners.
And obviously that took time.
Oh
So
yeah.
how much time per day were you able to spend on that, and then how much time were you able to spend on your real estate career to get this going?
Well, in the beginning, see, and that's another issue. If you are gonna get into the real estate business part time, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But you made it work.
But you
I-
made
I
it work.
made it
Because
work,
there's somebody
yeah.
listening right now who is part-time and they want to make the transition.
Yeah.
And we
They
don't-
might not have the money.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, temporarily, but
Right.
eventually you're either gonna have to do this or do that.
Right. Right. But you took the second job with you maintained the mindset that you want to become a good real estate
Real
agent.
estate agent.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and then how much time were you spending at the FCU every day?
The FCU, I was spending. It was a full time job, so I was working from 8:30. We had to be there until 5:30.
Mhm. And then you
6
pick up
sometimes.
some clients, and you have to obviously try to help them serve their needs after
Absolutely.
5:30.
Absolutely.
So you really put in some
yes.
sweat,
Yes, I
some
did.
sweat work in there to get
Yes,
that
I
done.
did to make it work.
I commend you, Sada. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On your achievements.
Right,
you.
and that is inspiring for the people that are out there who have bills
Mhm.
and who want to get into real estate and know that there's a better life out there for them, and are willing to put in the extra energy, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some extra work for sure.
Absolutely. Sada, how did you get your first breakthrough moment? Like where you felt like, okay, like I kind of made it, or I did make it, or I have this level of certainty that I am going to make it, and I could let go of those jobs and dive into real estate full time. When did you have that? How did you experience it? What was that like?
Well, I did let go of those jobs after the 2 years in the business, just because I had to, or else I was draining myself. So I was exhausting myself. So the 4th year, I did just so much better.
Yeah.
And that's when I felt like it was worth it. The struggle was worth it. The running around, the exhaustion, the other 2 jobs that I had, everything was worth it, because I hit it up there, and I made a name for myself after that.
Good for
4th
you.
year.
Good for you. And here's what I'm hearing, which is an ingredient in all successful people, is that you paid the price. There was a price you had to pay, and you paid the price. And paying that price literally says, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Oh, absolutely. I
What,
mean,
is that like part of your DNA, or is that something that you had to develop?
I think it is partially part of my DNA, but as well is something
Can
I
I borrow
developed.
some DNA?
You want me to get the IV for you?
Yes, let's
Yeah.
Awesome.
I can make some calls. We can do the blood transfusion now.
I mean,
Good.
I as
Oh.
well
You got
remember.
connections.
Yes, I do.
All right.
I remember taking my 2 younger kids on showings with me as well, to where you know, they are like, oh, we don't want to do real estate, but now they remember
Uh-huh.
it and they missed it.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
funny.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
That's it. I'm going to do whatever it takes.
I
That's
think
a
everybody
hustler.
here at this table has had, and
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, me as a single father, way back then, I took my son with me on listing presentations,
Mhm.
and for me, it worked out so good that I started taking them on all the that
Yeah.
became like a strategy. But did that help you
Yeah.
land some business?
Well, Sada also does, apart from residential, she also does commercial. And she's actually one of the leaders here at Remax Leading Edge on the commercial division, too. So she's diversified her business, not just in home residential, but in also commercial business also.
So maybe she can talk about, like, you know, how diverse is her
Yeah.
business? Like, does your business all come from, you know, repeat and referral business? You know, do you do any kind of marketing? Like, how will you do 75 deals this year?
Well, that's the thing. To progress and to grow, you have to get outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And for the longest time, I'm going to say for about the past 15 years, I've been in this comfort zone. And it's been a referral based business from my own clientele,
Mhm.
from everybody over the years that I've closed, and just return in business. And Sherri's just great. I mean, she really wants to see us succeed.
Oh,
And
thank you.
she's, of course, brought you on board so you can help us get out of that and maneuver into bigger and better things that are just going to be amazing for all of us, you know, to grow as a company. And I love that. And I appreciate that.
You're welcome,
Well,
Sada.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Same here.
Mhm.
Sherri, you're awesome.
Oh, no, thank you.
Sherri, you're amazing.
You guys missed me. That's why you guys.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Don't worry, I missed all of you guys. And
Yeah.
I'm back.
Exactly. You're back with something, though. You came back with something.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little later. Let
Okay.
them stay tuned for it. Yes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Love
Stay
it.
tuned. So tell us, Sada, do you have any systems in play, or do you have what is your structure? What is your foundation like when you get up in the morning, and how do you do your morning role play? And can you take us out throughout the day
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, what is a day in the life
of a single mom?
of a
Yes.
single mom?
Yes.
4 kids.
Yeah. I'm blessed with 4 kids. Alhamdulillah. I wake up at 6:30. I get the kids up. I drive them to school. I drop them off at school. I come back home. That's when I spend some time with my 3 cats.
She has to mention the cats.
Yes. They're my babies too. I have my coffee, my morning coffee. I glance on my emails, and then I get up and I make the kids their lunches. They like fresh lunches. Get dressed, and then I roll into role playing at 9 a.m. with Shaddy. And after that, I go back and start with my phone calls or my emails, respond to my emails, and just get the day going.
Mhm.
Go. At 3 p.m., I cut loose to go pick up my kids from school and take them home, make them a quick dinner, and get them started with their homework. And then I come back here to the office and finish up the day or the night, actually. So yeah, just catch up. on
Dedication.
everything. Yeah.
And determined.
Very much.
That is definitely dedication, determination. But I got a question for you, because, you know, somebody being in the business for a very long time, sometimes they think they know it all. Okay.
Mhm.
And a minute ago, you mentioned that you're coming into the role play sessions and the training meetings every single morning. Like, you're making time for that every single morning. how important is it for someone to like literally, never ever stop learning?
Well, it's very important, especially in this day and age, with as you've spoken to us with the social media, the brand and the campaign, and getting out there, letting people know you're in the business, and even getting in contact with your own clients, like you said. We take that for a given that our clients are there and they'll always know we're here, and it's not that way anymore. So you always have to grow in this business. It's always something to learn, and when you came along, you've shown us that there's different ways to relate to people, to have relationships with people, to build a relationship with a client, and keep them for life. And as well, with the internet and with this podcasting, and I mean, these are all things that are out of our elements or our box, outside of the box, because we never really thought it existed.
Right.
In reality, it did.
So until you participate in I'm not just saying our training. Everybody out there from different parts of the country. It's very critically important to stay on top of what is the new technology. What is the new insights? What are the new strategies? What are the new skill sets that you need to learn? What are the new systems that you need to put in place to continue to take your business to the next level? Because 19 years ago, what you did back then is completely different than the way you operate right now.
Totally, yeah.
The customer is completely different now.
Absolutely.
Making decisions differently.
And everything's like internet based now, so it's like you have to learn the new techniques, and you have to be on top of that, or else I can't see myself growing anymore and than I already have, just because there's so much more to learn in order to grow.
Right. Well, I got to say you're doing a good job. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job.
So, Robert, I have a question for you, Mr. Computer savvy technology. So do you know how they always used to say go back to basics? Is there such thing as going back to basics in real estate now these days?
There's definitely a basics, for sure. Which is, for example, she was mentioning that your clients, you just expect them to just stick with you. Well, if you're not in front of them, they are going to be talked to about real estate by other people. They're going to have real estate conversations, and again, like you mentioned before, this is the biggest investment that they have is their home. So if they feel that there's a better option out there for them, that's what they're going to go with. So the basics in that way would be to be in contact with your database.
Right. One of the things that I always, share with my clients is that it's not your client's job to remember you. It's your job to make sure that they never forget you.
Absolutely.
So one thing about going back to basics that we can always keep in our training is customer service.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you the client is the most important thing, because all your dreams, all your goals, everything you're working towards is connected to that client. And if you don't service your client, guess what? You're negatively marketing yourself as a person who cannot get the job done. And when you service your clients at the very highest level, you become like you get 40, 50 referrals every single year, and you just got to, compensate for the other 25, 30 deals, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love it.
Right. Nice.
Excellent.
Love it. So,
go ahead. What do we have?
You ask her a question. How's that
Okay.
sound? Let's get the ladies.
Easy on me,
Have fun.
Sada. Remember, you're a guest. And I can take the Fifth Amendment.
So, first of all, I want to say congratulations
Oh, thank you.
on being the number one agent in Michigan.
Number one
In
agent.
the country.
In the country.
That's
in the
right.
country. I mean, in Michigan and in the country.
Thank you.
And how does that feel, and how do you get to that point, Sherri?
Oh wow, it's either putting me on the spot here. You know what, Sada, thank you so much. You know what, it's hard work and dedication, and number one thing is you have to have passion in what you're doing in any business. Without passion, you're not gonna, take it to the next level or succeed the way you want to succeed. So passion is the number one thing, and I definitely have passion in real estate and helping others. So that's my number one formula.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Passion.
Beautiful passion.
Passion.
It is.
Passion.
You have to want
passion.
it.
Passion.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to talk a little bit more about passion because, just to be a little bit more specific, for Remax in the country, there's what, about 275?
We're actually worldwide. We're about we don't want to get too technical on the numbers here, but we can safely say over 150 to 200 agents worldwide.
Okay.
We're an international
So
company.
let's say 100,000,
above that. We're way above
in
that.
this country. Let's say $100,000 in the USA.
100,000 agents.
Right.
Real
So
estate.
out of 100,000 agents,
Plus more.
you were number one out of all 100,000 for units sold.
Yes.
Okay. Which there's
In the U.S.
In the U.S. because there's some people that say there's they want to be part of the 1%er.
Yes.
You're part of the elite of that 1%er, and obviously you have passion, and we see that you show up every single day with passion. So I'm taking your question, and I'm going to expand on it a little bit more. Okay. So you've reached a spot that most people will never ever in their lifetime be able to reach.
Yes, they can if they set their mind, their goals to it, and stay focused.
See that?
Mhm.
See?
Yes, they can.
Do you see what I just
And
extracted
wait, Sherri, I
out
want
of-
to share something with you. I didn't just get it this year.
Yeah.
I've gotten
Yes,
it
she
in the
didn't.
past consecutive
Yes.
years.
Yes.
So we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very
And,
proud.
Thank you.
as the leader that you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Because a lot of people, they talk a good game and they say they're going to do specific things. And then, what you did is you actually went there and you actually did the work and you set a great example for what is possible. Because when I asked her the question, that was a setup question. Okay. I said, most people will never ever reach it. And what did she say?
Said yeah, they can.
If they set
They set
their
the goals.
mindset to it.
Mhm.
So passion and mindset.
Yes. And in all honesty, I wanted to do this for my children.
Yeah.
So I wanted
Legacy.
to show them,
There's-
the sky's the limit. Don't take no for an answer. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. One door closes, open up the next.
Okay, so now watch this, Robert. I think you and I done a lot of work on this, so you're gonna see where I'm going. Okay, so basically you have a purpose.
Wow, we're still talking about me.
Yeah, no, hold on, because we're gonna tie it right back to her.
I'm actually very shy when it comes to talking about my production and what I've accomplished. So I
You're
just want-
humble.
You're
Yeah.
humble. Okay, so you earned it. So basically you had a purpose. So my question is, did you have like a deep connection, a deep purpose, like a deep why? Like, I am gonna do this no matter what, and this is what I'm doing it for.
Absolutely.
What is it?
My children.
Okay, so for you, it's your children as well too.
Responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yes, a responsibility, everyday responsibility, my children. So, with every difficulty, there lies opportunity.
Yeah, I
in
like that.
life. So,
That's a good quote, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Is
good
that your
one.
quote for the day?
yeah, that's my quote for the
All
day.
right. Yes. Awesome. Robert, what about you? What do you want to say about that? The purpose, why?
The purpose and the why. I mean, without it, there's no way that you can last very long.
Yeah.
You have to have a reason that's driving you, because it's gonna get hard sometimes, and to keep going forward, you have to have a purpose. But as far as passion goes, passion can be grown. That's
Yeah.
another thing. I always had a hard time understanding what people meant when they said they have passion.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a good reason why, and if you keep pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, it grow. Your passion and your motivation level grows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
So-
drives you to succeed.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think where most people make a mistake is they think that they got to have passion for the activity. It's not really literally having a passion for the activity. It's having a passion for the result that you are trying to create.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
sometimes that's exactly what takes you further. Awesome. Any other questions you guys have for, you guys know her longer than I have. So,
We're so proud of you, Sada.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see
Likewise.
the next, what 2019 has in store for you, because I know
Thank you.
you have a lot of things coming up, and you're going to have to tell the audience to stay tuned, because I know a big movement's going to be coming to Michigan soon.
so she's coming
that
back
means a lot to
again.
me. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So you know how we like to end the show. We like to end the show by every single person has to do give a quote, and then every single person has to recommend a book.
Mhm.
So we will begin with our guest.
Yes.
I did not know that.
That's exactly why
No,
we're
but-
doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't
Let's
know.
just recommend a good book.
Recommend a good book. Okay.
Dr. Seuss.
Green eggs and ham.
Your book recommendation?
Well, yeah, I guess. Since I'm caught off guard.
What's the last book you've read? Because
Um,
here's the thing, guys. Sometimes we think that a book has to be a personal development book. It does not have to be a personal development book. And you don't know we're going to do this. But I do remember, we did some, we have, Remax Leading Edge is what sponsors Real Estate Leading Edge here. And Remax Leading Edge also has another show that you all should be checking out. It's called Pay It Forward Fridays, where every single Friday, they go out into the community and make a difference and teach people the importance of paying it forward. And you have an episode that's coming out, and you actually read a book to some children yesterday.
Yes.
Do you remember the name of the book?
Well,
It was called The Giving Tree.
The Giving Tree.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You took
Okay.
the words
But
right out of my
to
mouth.
me, that was like a personal development
Yes.
book
Yes.
in itself, because the message was what?
Yeah, the message was about paying it forward and giving, and just being kind and humble.
Okay, being
Thank
kind, humble, and grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is that your
Yeah.
book recommendation?
And that is
A good one,
that is- that's
Sada.
a
We'll
great one.
accept it from you.
And thank you.
It's actually a good book. I
Yes.
want my children to read it. I'm going
It
to
is a
endorse
good
it to
book.
my clients as
Yeah.
well, too.
Yeah,
Because it's a good
Perfect.
message in it.
Good.
Awesome. Who
Cool.
wants to go next?
I'll go next.
What's your book recommendation?
She's a badass.
Really?
Ah.
By whom?
By Sincero.
Yes.
Sincero.
Jen Sincero, that's right.
That is a
Yes.
great book. You're a Badass by Jen Sincero is an excellent book. Love it.
But she said she's a badass.
Because she's a
That's
badass.
what
No,
she
that's
thinks.
why. She's saying you're a badass too. We're all badass.
See, I wanted to see if you guys are really listening to me or you guys just
Exactly.
playing along. You see how I get them?
That's called cleverly.
Yes.
Yeah.
My quote is.
No quote, not yet.
Oh.
Robert, book.
No quote.
Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Wow, nice.
Robert, so many people have been recommending that book. I finally got it, haven't gotten around to it. How good is it?
It's amazing. David Goggins is a guy who's just been through total hell, pushed himself way past normal limits. I don't want to spoil the book for you, but pushed himself way past total limits, and through a lot of pain and adversity and overcoming that, it really gave him a really strong sense of self, and he's been able to help a lot of people. So
That's nice.
Love it.
It's a great
Can't
book.
wait to
Love
read
it.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's on
very
my
good.
cue. I'm gonna get to it. So obviously it's my turn to make a book
Yes,
recommendation.
yes.
Awesome. Okay. So the book that I'm gonna recommend for you guys this week is called Being the Solution by Daryl Rutherford. Hands down, one of the best books written in a language that pretty much anyone can understand. And the whole entire book is all about, like, literally, you are the problem and you are the solution. And the solution is a lot easier than you think it is. So that's my book recommendation for the
Good
week.
job.
Awesome.
Sure.
Quotes.
Quotes.
Did you know we're going to do a quote? Oh, you already
I
gave
already
it.
gave you
Yeah,
guys
so-
a quote.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was
so
going on to
I
the
get a
quote.
pass.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so you took a pass.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Good quote.
No is unacceptable.
No,
No
is
is
Unacceptable. I like that.
Wow, the ladies are coming up with some good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
You want me to go first, Robert? Or you want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. If it is to be, it is up to me. That's my quote for the week.
Beautiful.
That's
Nice
good.
job.
Very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Robert?
Sense of responsibility is important out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to be the pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons.
Ah,
nice.
Love
I
it.
like that one.
Love it. Jim
Yeah.
Rohn, right?
I'm not sure who I
Yeah,
got
Jim
that from,
Rohn.
to be honest.
Jim
Yeah,
Rohn.
that's
Very,
really
very,
nice.
very good one.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so guys, thank you very much for
Thank you,
tuning
guys.
in to
Thank
another
you.
episode. I appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
for
Sherri.
making- I know
Thank
there's
you.
a lot of women out there that are just going to be like, they're going to get something out of this, and
I hope so.
you giving back is so amazing. You could have been on a listing appointment. You chose to be here.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert,
Thank
you're I can never say this enough. You're a rock star, man.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Sherri, you are the leader of all leaders.
Thank
and
you, guys.
if it weren't for you leading the way, leading edge
Thank you.
way,
I'm very honored.
we
Thank
wouldn't
you
be
guys.
sitting here. So we
And
thank
Sherri,
very much
thank
for
you for all the improvements you've been able to help us make.
I
Absolutely,
appreciate
yeah.
you guys.
Our
I'm
business.
honored. I'm honored. So if you haven't already left us a 5-star review and a good rating, we would really appreciate you doing so. That's what's going to keep the show going each and every single week. So guys, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with anyone you know who can benefit from the interview. And don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating and a positive review. Thank you and see you next week.